Welcome to Sports Jam for the week of January 13th. I'm John Jacobson.
And I'm Jay Wilcox. This week on the show, a matchup of top three teams in boys hockey, and we'll meet an outstanding goalie for Champlain Park's girls hockey team in our Sports Jam Spotlight.
And Jay will talk basketball with the Champlain Park boys. Up first, boys basketball. 4 local teams are in the top 6 in the state Class 4A rankings. Hopkins is ranked 2nd in the state behind Apple Valley. The Royals hit the court for their late conference opener last week at Edina. Good stop defensively for the Hornets early. Mahad Haji steals the ball from Kamali Chambers and takes it all the way for a layup. It's a 9-8 Edina lead. Off a Hornets missed shot, Hopkins Noble Famblay to Jake Wright to John Warren for the layup, capping off a 13-4 run. Royals lead 21-13. Off another Edina miss. The Royals get down the floor quickly again. Watch the spin move by Amir Coffey as he scores and is fouled. The sophomore ends the night with 16 points. Hopkins leads by 6 at the half. Second half, and Stephon Sharp takes the inbound pass, scores in the paint. He leads Hopkins with 20 points. Chambers with a nice fake, gets inside, then dishes to Warren for the easy layup, and the Royals lead by 11. Good passing again by Hopkins as Sharp scores on the reverse layup off the feed from Fonbelay. Hopkins wins at 86-74. The Royals are now 12-1.
Champlain Park's only loss this season was a 106-103 thriller against Hopkins. The Rebels look to hold their lead in the Northwest Suburban Conference when they hosted Blaine. Defense leads to offense as Marty Hill gets a steal and sets up Brennan Witt for the jam. It's 15-6 Champlain Park, and they're just getting started. Good rotation here. Alex Hilly over to Alec Lebo, who draws the D and then goes to Hill in the corner for three-pointer. Hill scores 11 in the game. They go inside-outside here as Lebo gets the return pass from Jack Darnell and pops a corner three. It's 39-20 for the multiple weapon Rebels attack. Hilly looks to the top of the key and Jeremy Johnson knocks down 3 of his 13 points. It's 53-27 Rebels at halftime. Second half now, and Witt backs the defender off with a couple of jab steps and pops a jumper. Witt scores 15 to lead a very balanced offense. In transition, McKinley Wright drives for 2 of his 11 points as Champlain Park rolls 83-46. And we'll hear from the Rebels later in the show.
The Armstrong boys basketball team is ranked 2. The 5th-ranked Falcons taking the court last week against Anoka. Armstrong's Sean Burns draws the defender, then passes to Jerome Dixon for the spot-up 3, giving the Falcons a 15-12 lead. Dixon drives baseline here, then kicks the ball out to Trey Tate for the open 3, and Armstrong leads by 9. Later in the first half, Jerome Burns blows by his defender from the wing to score. The Falcons go up 38-26 at the half. Second half, and Evan Nolan zips a pass ahead to Dixon for another 3. He nets 25 in the game, and the Falcons have a lot to cheer about this night. Good work by Armstrong moving the ball around. Melvin Newbern back out to the red-hot Dixon for another triple to put Armstrong ahead, 55-32. Coach Greg Miller's team in control all night. Nolan to Newbern, then back to Nolan for the open jumper. He nets 10 points in the game. Armstrong wins it 84-62. Falcons lost to Shakopee in 2 overtimes on Saturday.
Also in boys basketball, Maple Grove hosted Blaine, and it's a quick start for the Crimson. They force a turnover, and Brad Davison delivers a long pass ahead to Matthew Lindgren for the layup, and it's 7-0. Davison gets another assist here. Taiwan Pickford scores the layup, and this one makes it 13-0 Crimson. Maple Grove has some size, too. Reed Nicko gets the ball from Tyler Barker and lays in 2 as Maple Grove builds a big lead on Coach Mark Arsdorf and the Bengals. Nice spin move by Blaine's Chris Novak, who passes to Andy Leo for 2, but the Bengals still trail it by 13. Watch the long alley-oop pass here. Davison to Nicko for the dunk to help Maple Grove to a 38-18 halftime lead. Second half, Barker is open on the baseline, and he knocks down a jumper. And it's Nicko feeding a nice interior pass here to Lindgren, cutting for the basket. He scores and is fouled. He nets 16 points as Maple Grove wins at 69-48. The Crimson host Park Center on Friday. And one other note, John, the other local team ranked in the top 10 in 4A basketball, of course, is Osseo. And the Orioles scored a win over Coon Rapids last week. In that game, Ian Tyson became the school's all-time leading scorer.
Congratulations to him. He broke the career mark of 1,492 points set by Brian Foss back in 2002. Now to girls basketball. Hopkins is the three-time defending state champion in Class 4A. Maranatha Christian Academy won Class A titles in 2011 and 2012. The Mustangs hosting the Royals. It's a great first half. Elena Jarnot gets the steal for Maranatha and fires a pass to Lexi Lee. She scores and is fouled. Then Lee nails a long three-pointer to give the Mustangs a 24-23 lead. Hopkins for Ryan Livingston gets the rebound, put back, and the foul. And T.T. Starks kicks it out to Molly O'Toole. She hits the triple, and the Royals lead 46-37 at halftime. Hopkins starts the second half on a 9-0 run. Starks drives for the basket and an 18-point lead. The Mustangs hang around, though. Madison Lee with a catch-and-shoot three-pointer. And then China Stoll drives and scores for Maranatha. But Hopkins answers every charge from the Mustangs, and they go on to win 85-68.
At Anoka, Maple Grove paying a visit to the Tornadoes in the Northwest Suburban. First half, Anoka's Claire Lundberg tips Mary Ekberg's pass. Samantha Brannon picks it up and takes it all the way for the layup. Back come the Crimson. Haley Barker misses the shot, but grabs her own rebound and kicks it out to Kayla Jones for a three. Maple Grove takes the lead 10-8. Anoka begins to pull away toward the end of the first half. Samantha Adamich hits a wide open three, giving the Tornadoes a 29-21 lead. They're up 10 at the half. Second half, Maple Grove trying to claw their way back in. Jones gets the ball, the defender backs off, and Jones pops a three. But the Tornadoes' defense is too strong. Barker has her pass picked off by Lundberg, who goes in for the hoop and foul. And her subsequent free throw makes her the all-time leading scorer in Anoka girls basketball history as the Tornadoes take a 61-47 win over the Crimson. Maple Grove's boys swimming and diving team has won the Northwest Suburban Conference title in each of the 13 seasons since the league was formed. The Crimson look to continue that domination this winter. They hosted Elk River in a conference meet last week. In the 200-yard medley relay, the Maple Grove team of Andrew Wong, Dan Ebert, Mike Rollo, and Matt Strauss win in a time of 1 minute 43.38 seconds. 200 freestyle, Maple Grove's Brenner Hohenstein cruises to the win in 1 minute 52.62 seconds. The Crimson take the first two races. In the 200 IM, it's Andrew Wong touching home first. His time is 2:06.99, nearly 12 seconds ahead of the runner-up. In the 50 free, Mike Rollo edges the Elk Spencer Hlavacek by 0.4 of a second. Rollo wins in a time of 22.56. Maple Grove goes on to beat Elk River 94-84.
It's a good dress rehearsal for the state meet. Top Nordic teams from Minnesota, Wisconsin, and more were on hand for the huge Mesabi Invitational at Giants Ridge in Biwabik Saturday. And the Wayzata girls raced to the team title with 765 points. To runner-up Stillwater's 740. Eden Prairie, Duluth East, and Mesabi East, Virginia, Eveleth round out the top five. Armstrong ties for 9th with Hopkins 14th and Maple Grove 25th. Wayzata's Elena Sorensen won the freestyle race with the Trojans Anna French 3rd in the Classic. Forest Lake wins the boys title, followed by Southwest, Duluth East, Copper Country of Michigan, and St. Louis Park. Locally, Armstrong is 9th, Wayzata 12th, Osseo 14th, and Maple Grove 22nd. Armstrong's John Delaney placed 3rd in the freestyle.
And we are now just about 2 weeks away from conference meets in Nordic skiing.
Those teams will be back up to Biwabik next month for the state meet. Next up on Sports Jam, a big matchup in boys hockey, plus gymnastics and wrestling. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sports Jam. Time to talk hockey.
And Maple Grove's boys have played a tough schedule, and although they're just over 500, they are a pretty good club. Maple Grove at home against Champlain Park on Saturday. The Rebels strike first as Bryce Plunkett backhands the pass to Anthony Toberman for the wrist shot goal with about 4.5 minutes left in the first. Maple Grove answers as Josh Passolt steals the Rebels' pass behind the net and sets up Joe Norenberg in the slot for the goal. It's a 1-1 game after one period. Tom Starkey's Crimson team takes over, though, in the second. Passold flips it to Sam Valerius to Sam Franta for the shot, and Norenberg tucks the rebound away for a 2-1 Crimson lead. Watch Passold take a hit here, but he gets the puck to Valerius, who's stopped, but Matt Vogel is there to score on the rebound, and it's 3-1 Maple Grove after 2, and the Rebels face long odds. Watch this one in the third. Passold weaves through the Rebels' D and slips the shot in as he's falling. A great goal for the junior. Maple Grove skates to a 5-1 win over Champlin Park.
After a tough early schedule, Wayzata's boys hockey team skates into late conference play later this week. The Trojans had a non-conference road test last week against Hill Murray. First period, Chase Heising makes a great pass to Jack Sorensen, who rips the shot under the crossbar for a 1-0 Trojans lead. In the second, the Pioneers on the power play. They work a sneaky give-and-go. Nick Slattery setting up Josh French for the goal, and it's 1-1. Wayzata takes the lead back. Max Zimmer gets to the open ice in the left circle, lasers a shot top corner, and it's 2-1 Trojans. But Hill Murray draws even again. Slattery, great move around the defenseman. The shot trickling through Vaughn Aarons to make it 2-2. Then, with less than 30 seconds to play in the third period, French scores the game-winning goal. Wayzata loses a tough one, 3-2 Hill Murray the final. Trojans' first late conference game is Thursday. The Benilde St. Margaret's girls hockey team is ranked third in the state in Class AA. The Red Knights faced off against the Irondale Knights in North Suburban Conference play Friday. Benilde's Kelly Panic in the corner passes to Cassie Peterson, her slapper, redirected by Panic for the goal. 2-0 Red Knights after one. Same score in the third, and Irondale on the power play. The pass goes through everyone, and Brenna Nundahl takes the slapper that deflects in. Number 32, Samantha Donovan, gets credit for the goal for the Knights. Less than a minute later, Panic zips the pass across the goal mouth to Brittany Wheeler for the tip-in to restore a 2-goal lead for Benilde. Panic sets up another one as Caitlin Riley unleashes a rocket wrist shot under the crossbar. Benilde St. Margaret's holds off Irondale 4-1. In gymnastics, Park Center is fielding its best team in a number of years. The Pirates were looking for their first conference win of the season last week as they hosted Maple Grove. We'll start with the vault and Park Center 8th grader Alexa Masters. She launches herself to a score of 9.15 to win the event. On the uneven bars, Kate Acey is the Crimson top girl this night. She earns a score of 7.9 and places second in the event. And here's the bars champion, another Park Center 8th grader, Haley Illy, with good giant swings in the high bar, lands her a score of 8.5. Sierra Watkins is one of Park Center's captains this season. On the balance beam, she scores a season best 8.2 and finishes third in the events. Maple Grove's Natalie Young places second in both the beam and the floor exercise. She scores an 8.575 on the floor X. Park Center's Illy wins the floor. Her score is 9.05. Park Center scores a season-high 127.875 to beat Maple Grove by about 0.9 of a point. First win for Park Center over Maple Grove in gymnastics in school history.
In prep wrestling, Maple Grove has already defeated Osseo and Park Center to win the unofficial District 279 title. Alumni night at Park Center as the Pirates played host to Osseo. After 2 PC forfeits, Osseo's Adam Lanners puts the cradle on Nick Mazzuccella and gets near-fall points in the 120-pound match. Lanners wins 14-0. An intense battle at 132. Osseo's Ryan Swenson gets the single leg and trips Melvin Wilson to the mat for the takedown that gives Swenson a 5-3 lead, and he wins at 5-4. Osseo leads the match 23-zip. At 140, Osseo's Isaac Osman has the Pirates' Isaac Mansfield in a tough spot. Osman gets the pin, and the Orioles are in command at 29-0. After trailing Furhan Abdissa, Tyler Farrell turns the tables. He gets the pin on the edge of the mat to get Park Center on the scoreboard in the 145-pound matchup. But Osseo continues to dominate. Tony Aitken was in trouble himself earlier, but he puts Kelvin Gorwar to his back and gets the pin for the Orioles in the 160-pound matchup. Park Center's Julius Ogunte is ranked 10th at 195. He gets the throw and goes on to pin Stavros Peterson. but it's too little too late for the Pirates, and Osseo rolls to a 61-12 victory. Later this week, the Cooper and Armstrong wrestling teams head to Robbinsdale Middle School for their annual Robbinsdale Rumble. Both teams were part of a quad meet at Hopkins last week. Cooper meeting Minnetonka in their first match of the day. Down 12-6 as a team, Cooper's Ben Smith has the headlock and one arm of James Macris, and he gets the pin in the 126-pound match. That makes it 12-12. Minnetonka's Ethan Klein, though, returns the favor in the 152-pound match. Aided by Cooper forfeits on the night the Hawks are shorthanded, the Skippers roll to a big lead. John Jansen of Cooper gets a physical takedown, and then from there it doesn't take long for him to get the pin on John Obermiller at 182 pounds. But Cooper has too many open weights to stay in it. They fall to the Skippers. Also at Hopkins, Bill McCloskey and Armstrong meeting the Royals. After trailing big, Armstrong rallies. Miguel Gonzalez gets a near fall on Blake Bachmeyer at 145 pounds. On the way to an 11-3 major decision, the Falcons pull within 24-13. At 152, Brandon Lundeen dominates for Armstrong against James Stuman of Hopkins. Lundeen gets the near fall points and wins by tech fall 17-0 for the Falcons. Eric Gonzalez does his part to keep the Falcons rally going. He almost loses his grip, but he's able to pin Nathan Schmidt in the 170-pound match as the Falcons surge into the lead 27-24 with 4 matches left. The Falcons aren't about to let that lead slip away. At 195, Stephen Holton uses the half Nelson to get Mitchell Bevins in trouble. Holton eventually gets a fall as Armstrong wins 7 of the last 8 matches to take a 45-30 win. They meet Cooper Friday at 7 at Robbinsdale Middle School. And John, I'll be at your old high school for that one, the Robbinsdale Rumble, Armstrong and Cooper.
Friday night. Coming up next here on our Sports Jam Spotlight, we'll meet a goalie. Happy to be back in net for the Champlin Park girls hockey team. It's been an up and down season for the Champlin Park girls hockey team, but the Rebels are playing well since the return of their starting goalie, Hannah Gettle. Jason Milillo profiles Gettle in this week's Sports Jam Spotlight.
Hannah Gettle is a pretty quiet and humble kid, but when she gets between the pipes, the Champlin Park junior can make some noise. Gettle has played on the Rebels varsity since her freshman season and gained valuable experience along the way, but she also has that particular demeanor that's so important for a goalie. Quietly confident, always focused, and never getting too high or too low.
I'm just very relaxed. I don't panic or anything. It's really weird. I actually don't think when I play. So, I mean, a lot of the stuff I do is just reaction to everything. So, I mean, that's pretty nice for me.
I mean, she'll stand up and make the shot. She likes to be comfortable making the plays, but she'll go down and do the goaltending down butterfly style when she needs to. So she's kind of a hybrid, I kind of think, in between the two mixture. But the biggest thing with her, she's super confident and she's super smooth and seems always in control no matter how much pressure's on top of her.
Gettle's confidence rubs off on her teammates too. A lingering injury from the summer kept Gettle sidelined early in the season, and the team struggled without her. But since Gettle's return, the Rebels are getting better every game.
When she's back in net, we kind of have that little confidence boost, like knowing she can stop those big, have those big plays and stop those pucks. And I think we're a lot more risky, willing to take those risks because we feel comfortable with her back there.
Now that Hannah's been back there, the kids know they can take a little more chances in the offensive zone. Maybe the defenseman jumps up in the play, knowing that if it's a 2-on-1 the other way or even a 1-on-0, good chance Hannah's going to bail us out.
Gettle has also been a stabilizing presence for a team that put together an exciting section tournament run last winter. With Gettle in goal, Champlin Park upset Anoka in the first round and gave Mounds View a tough battle in the semis.
It was against Anoka, and that's always been my hardest team for some reason. So it was really a good feeling just to beat them and just solid game all around.
Champlin Park has struggled to score goals this season, and the lack of offense is frustrating for some of the girls, but they know Gettle will usually give them a chance to win. For her part, Gettle doesn't think about any of that when she's on the ice. Her mind is focused solely on reacting to the play and making the next save. Jason Milillo, 12 Sports.
Champlin Park did fall to Maple Grove on Saturday. Hannah, though, made 39 saves in the losing effort. Jay is back in a moment as he talks basketball with the Champlin Park boys.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. A great season so far for the Champlain Park boys basketball team as they continue to climb in the rankings, and we're joined by a couple of the Rebels and also Coach Mark Tucksher, and we'll start with Jeremy Johnson. I know you guys expected to have a pretty decent team this year, but how much are you liking what you're seeing so far?
Oh, well, we're just having a lot of fun as a team all together. I mean, and of course, winning's always fun, but we're working really hard in practice and making improvements every day.
You guys are scoring an awful lot of points, pushing the tempo a lot and everything. Is that the kind of ball that's fun to play and suits your team really well too?
Yeah, that's the way Coach Tuck tries to teach us how to play the game of basketball. We really like an up-tempo type of game, and that way we can score more and get more steals and stuff like that.
How did you feel like you guys played in the holiday tournament in St. Cloud?
Well, I feel like we played really good basketball, but there's always room for improvement. Certainly, like rebounding and stuff like that, we need better defense and stuff, but just a few touch-up things, but we're doing pretty well.
Thanks, Jeremy, for joining us. Good luck the rest of the season.
All right, thank you.
And JT Gibson, your team has been building toward this point. You guys had some guys that played when you were younger and now kind of ready to be in prime time. Do you like what you've seen from this team?
Yeah, I love it. We're all close with each other on and off the court, so it's very fun to be playing with these type of guys and this group of guys.
When you look at your team, the one thing that kind of stands out is not a ton of size, but the way you guys play kind of overcome that and make it not really an issue for you guys?
It's not really an issue. We start 4 guards and a pretty big, a kid who plays big and can also play outside, so we can get up and down the court very fast, and also really love to play defense and pressure, so it helps us a lot.
You guys have basically been through the conference one time. Anything that surprised you? Any teams that stepped out, or is it kind of what you expected to see so far?
It's kind of what I expected, but a team that stands out to me is Armstrong. I didn't really expect them to be all that good this year, but they have proven to be really good this year. So that's a team who really stood out to me.
Congratulations on a great start, JT, and good luck the rest of the season here.
Thank you.
And Coach Tucksher, I know coming into the year you were pretty high on this group, and they haven't disappointed so far, I don't think, have they?
No, they haven't. You know, the expectations are always high for them. They put those expectations on themselves, and as a program we do. They're meeting them right now, and they're willing to put in the time and the work each and every day to get better. So outstanding group of young men here.
Your team is a team that pushes the tempo a lot. Is that something you stress a lot in practice? I mean, do you remind them, hey, go, go, go?
Most definitely. We got a lot of up and down drills we do in practice each and every day that really, strengthen our good habits and try to stay away from bad habits, and they get us to keep moving up and down, both on the defensive and offensive end. So.
Be a second time around against the conference teams. You know, they know more about you now. You know more about them now. How does that normally play out? Do you like seeing them that second time around?
Sure, yeah. Both teams will make adjustments, and that's part of the fun of coaching and scouting. And, you scout them before you play them the first time, and then you scout film before the second time. So it's part of the fun for the coaches is to kind of pick apart what happened the first game and kind of predict what you could do the second game to even improve on the first.
All right, Mark, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck the rest of the season here.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Mark Tucksher, the head coach of the Champlain Park Rebels. They've got games against Park Center and Spring Lake Park coming up this week. And in a couple weeks, the rematch with Armstrong, you'll be able to see that one on 12 Sports.
Follow 12 Sports replays and live events on Twitter, Facebook, and live stream. Watch your favorite high school athletes performing live on your computer or mobile device. Link to us on 12.tv. Our game of the week is the Robbinsdale Rumble Wrestling matches. Cooper and Armstrong meet at Robbinsdale Middle School. Watch it live on 12.tv and catch the replays Saturday night at 7 and 10 p.m. here on Channel 12. And that'll do it for this edition of Sports Jam.
We'll be with you Tuesday next week because of the Martin Luther King holiday. Have a great week and see you next time.
You work hard for your money. 12 News helps you spend it wisely.
Money Savers shares advice to make you a better consumer.
Watch Money Savers on your local source, 12 News.